Alright, this is good evening everybody. Got another video on the 8N Ford tractor. Little bit of history. The 9N came out first, which is 3-speed transmission. It did not have running boards, it had foot pegs on it. And it was a little less user friendly than the 8N. But you start out with the 9N, then went to the 2N. I think the 9N started in 1939. And maybe about 42 was when the 2N came, and then the 8N came in, I believe it was 47, maybe late 46, 47, and then it ran through 52, which this is a 50 model. The way I know it's a 50 model, this gear shift handle's real big. That's about it. I know it doesn't have a tachometer. 52 has a tachometer, but this tractor has been converted over. It was a 6-volt system and it's been converted to 12-volt, which is right here. You have your alternator mounted. This is a front mount distributor, which your distributor is right here in the front. And in order to take that off, there's 2 bolts on there. There's a coil on top. And some people might think you need to take the radiator off, but you don't. You can get to it all. And that distributor has a gear where it don't go one way. You can't get it messed up, but kind of look at it how you have it, and you'll have your timing right. But a lot of times you got to take and adjust those points, and the older they get, that stuff will wear out. But this has electronic ignition, so when the tractor gets wet, used to it wouldn't start, now it will. And it seems to have a little more power with electronic ignition. My brother put it on his, and I got mine was just so wore out I was having to adjust on it all the time, and I put that electronic ignition on there and that fixed it. It's about $150 to $200 to do that. This tractor doesn't have power steering. Got your carburetor. We have 2 pedals here. This pedal on the outside is your right brake, and you have your left brake. Your air filter's right here. You have an oil bath air filter, and that's about it on this side. We'll walk around here. In here, I've got a coil mounted on it, which it didn't have before, but that's for that electronic ignition. I just found a spot to do it. Your oil filter goes in here. It's a cartridge type. Starting this tractor, sometimes it sets, like this is my lawnmower tractor. I've got a little 5-foot mower that I have on it, finish mower, but sometimes it'll just click to start. You think the battery's dead, but it's this connection here going from my solenoid to my starter. A lot of times that'll rust up, and I can just shake it or loosen it up and clean those terminals, and it'll start right up. But with the 12-volt system, it's a whole lot better than the 6. I mean, it'll start right up, no problem. Let's see, but the 12-volt conversion, it's a simple deal. It won't cost you much at all if you buy an alternator like at a junkyard or something, or you can buy a new one like 50 bucks or something. But anyway, this is, like I say, a 50 model. It's a 4-speed transmission. Your 9N was a 3-speed, and some had a Sherman transmission, which was right here, high and low, and those tractors would really run, but or fast. But this is just a key switch start. It used to have a button, it's a safety switch, but I bypassed that. My button quit working. So be sure when you start them, like I say, you start them when you get on them. The only other thing about these tractors is they don't have a live lift. So you have your lift here, which lifts up your implement, but you have to have the clutch out. So you can't have the clutch pushed in and the lift will work. So if you're in gear rolling on down the road, you can lift and lower your lift. And if you don't, if you're stopped and you have your clutch in, your lift will not work. The clutch has to be out to work, which is kind of an inconvenience sometimes. But these little tractors are good blade work, mowing. They used to farm with them. That's what they had, 2-row planter, 2-row breaking plow. So right here I've got an overriding clutch. If you just have this shaft sticking out, it's kind of dangerous, because when you push in your clutch to stop the tractor, that mower will keep pushing the tractor forward, which this will ratchet and slip, And they'll stop right there. There's been some people had some accidents with them going under stuff, push their clutch in, that mower keeps pushing them. But if you put the overriding clutch on them, that fixes it right up. Like I say, this is a front mount distributor, and I'll start it up for you. They start real easy. I should get on it like this. I'll just start it up. But anyway, this was my grandparents' tractor, and I rebuilt it when I was in college. I've had it about, I guess about 20, 25 years. But it was sitting in a lot, and that's what and this tractor I've used the most out of what I have. You almost have to work as hard as they do. But it's a good tractor, and believe it or not, you can get a lot done with it. Alright.